Hoi there! Welcome or welcome back. I cannot believe I'm filming this video. I can't. I can't believe I went skydiving. But here we are, and I wanted to share my experience with you. This was a literal dream come true. I think I've always wanted to skydive since I knew skydiving was a thing. Like, I was like, yeah, people jumping out of planes, I want to do that. I want to try that, for sure. So literal dream come true, and I just kind of wanted to share my experience. I'm first going to show you the footage I got, and just so you can see it. But after, I do want to jump back on and kind of share with you what it was like physically, and oddly enough emotionally. I didn't expect it to get that deep. Like, I didn't think it was that deep, but it did for me. And if you are someone who struggles with anxiety or depression at all, I would highly recommend you stick around or skip to that part, because I got some things to share. So here's the video. Yeah. Here's your proof. Honestly, it's more proof for me. Like, I truly cannot believe that I did that. I've rewatched that video a million times. I can't get enough of it. So first I want to get into what it was like leading up to the day. I had this in my calendar, I want to say for a month. My brother called me, and it was for his 20th birthday. He said he wanted to go skydiving and invited me, and I very reluctantly, although this was a dream of mine, I don't know, I think a part of me never really thought it would happen. You know, subconsciously it might have been the fear holding me back from even looking into it, but I never really thought it would happen. I always thought it would be cool, but I never went past that. And so as soon as he asked me, my stomach dropped. Like, immediately I got nervous, excited, giddy, like all these feelings just came up, and I was like, you know what? Oh, because he wanted a group discount, and so I told him, count me in, but if you get enough people to get that discount, it's okay if I don't go. So, you know, even within my responses and what I noticed within myself and my reaction, I was definitely scared and nervous. But still excited. It wasn't all fear. And so leading up to it, I think that was like about a month out, like a month before. And so the whole month I kind of just kept it at the back of my mind. I didn't think about it too much, because I almost felt like I would psych myself out of it. And so that's what I did. And it wasn't until the night before that I really got the bulk of the nervousness, which sucked because I couldn't sleep and I was twisting and turning. So yeah, that's kind of the leading up to the skydiving. Now, what did it feel like? It's I'm going to touch on the physical side of it first. For me personally, that initial drop felt just like if you've ever been on one of those rides that, you know, like at Knott's Scary Farm, I think it's called Supreme Scream, and you just drop. It was that, or any really high roller coaster with a drop that, you know, like you kind of feel like your stomach is in your throat. Not the greatest, but for me it passed really quick. Like I remember just kind of like taking in a deep breath. I mean, I was upside down at this point. I don't know if you noticed in the video, we did this and then kind of turned and eventually we're facing the ground. But I remember by the time we were facing the ground, I was already excited. Like I was enjoying it. The fear part vanished. But that was my experience. My brother's girlfriend did mention that initial feeling that lasted pretty much until the parachute opened for her. And so I don't know what the factors are there, but you know, that's not a guarantee. I don't want you to think that just because for me it passed quickly that might be the same. Just wanted to disclose that. But for me, physically, it went from scary to exciting like that. As far as the actual dive goes, before the parachute opens, it's about a minute long. Now, that doesn't seem like very long, but it is. I mean, I was able to take it in. I remember they had warned me before we jumped to keep my mouth closed and breathe through my nose. And I didn't. If you want to play back the video, I definitely didn't. I kept opening my mouth because I was just in awe. It was just a natural reaction. And so I learned the hard way that the reason they recommend you breathe through your nose, at least one of the reasons. One, I think something can fly in your mouth. I don't know. I actually haven't looked that up. I should probably look that up. The reason I came to learn that they recommend this is because your mouth will very quickly dry up. Your teeth, your gums, your tongue, because the air is just like, you know, shooting into your mouth. And so I remember realizing this because I wanted to close my mouth. Like I remember like, oh shoot, I should close my mouth. And when I first tried, my lips were stuck because my gums and teeth were so dry. Like I had to like I remember also, I wonder if it caught it on video, but I remember also trying to like lick my gums and lips to help. And I was like, oh, right. That's why. At least, again, that's the reason I learned you should keep your mouth closed. Also, I think one thing that helped me, I just kind of told myself on the plane, like, I'm on Soarin'. Soarin' over California or Soarin' over the world. It changes at California Adventure. The world just kind of looks like a screen. Like, I was just like, I mean, I knew it was real life, obviously, but I kind of told myself, like, hey, that kind of just looks like the ride, Soarin' over California. And we had clear skies, a beautiful day. So weather had nothing to do with that. I don't know if it's just because we were so high up, like it just kind of looked fake. And oddly enough, that helped me. But yeah, sorry, I keep jumping off of the physical, but I don't know how else to explain it other than you're just falling, but like in the best way possible, falling without the fear. Obviously falling isn't fun. You know, if you imagine falling off a cliff or something unintentionally, not fun because, you know, you're scared for your life. But in this situation, I was falling without the fear. And that was amazing. Like, I felt like I was flying. Oh, and then at a certain point, they tap you to let you know you can let your arms go. I was a bird. I was a bird. A bird was I. Dream come true. Dream come true. Anytime people ask me, what would your superpower be if you had one? Flying. Flying. Now, on to the mental and emotional side of it that I did not anticipate you know, I knew I was going to be happy and proud and, you know, just, I don't know, the feelings you would expect after experiencing something like this. But I guess for context, I, for most of my life, have struggled with my mental health, specifically depression and anxiety. Through therapy and psychiatry, I have gotten much better. So I wasn't necessarily in a bad place mentally when I did this. But, you know, you can treat and cope as much as you can, but there is still, you know, that anxiety and that depression kind of, at least for me, always kind of lingering and can be triggered at any moment. And so my mind is still a very loud place. My mind is still chaotic some days, especially on days like this. And so I couldn't pinpoint it like that day. It wasn't until I came home that I was like, what is this? What is this feeling? In the moment, I just described it as like a natural high. And it was just, I mean, I was speechless, but that's what I could, those are the words I can gather, just a natural high. But that wasn't enough. Like you know, it was a 2-hour drive home, and the whole way home I was like, but why was that so beautiful and healing? I had already teared up at a certain point in the just thinking about it, of how beautiful it felt. And I came across this video that talked about someone with anxiety skydiving, and she explained how quiet her mind felt. And ooh, I do not want to get emotional. Yeah, that was it. When I heard her say that, I do not remember the last time my mind was that at peace and quiet. And man, was that a beautiful experience. You know, I cope, and I, again, go to therapy, and I am better and feel good on a regular basis, but not nearly that good. I mean, if you deal with anxiety or depression, I hope you understand, I know you understand how big that is to just have a quiet mind. And so, you know, if you don't, you might think I'm silly that I'm tearing up and making skydiving this deep, but it really was for me such a beautiful added bonus to the experience. I really cannot stop thinking about when I will go back, because I would chase that high any chance I get, just to feel that peace and that calm. And it sounds counterintuitive, I'm aware. I think that's why it threw me off so much. To have such a adrenaline-filled experience be so calming. It makes no sense. But now that I've done it and felt it, it makes absolute sense. And so if you are someone who has experienced anxiety or depression, and also have even just a little part of you that thinks you would enjoy this, because if it totally freaks you out, don't do it. It is, even for someone who was excited, you know, I had to overcome fear. But if there's even a small part of you that has wished you could experience this, especially if you struggle with anxiety or depression, I could not recommend it more, because that was one of the most beautiful things I've ever done. Yes, exciting and thrilling, but beautiful. And so I couldn't let this video pass without sharing that. I put it towards the end in case people just wanted to see the thrill part, but for anybody that might help or motivate in any way to do, even if it's not skydiving, just experience new things, exciting and thrilling things, and if this taught me anything, is that it will help, even just a little bit, and that is worth it. But that's it. I hope I didn't babble too much. If you've watched this far, thank you so much. It means the world to me. And if this resonated with you in any way, I love connecting with people who, you know, have similar experiences, lean on each other, if you will. Please comment below, or, you know, DM me on Instagram. I have my socials in the description. I'd love to connect. But yeah, that's it. I'm going to leave a few pictures here if you want to see a little bit more in the photo format. But other than that, that's it.